Ian, so first of all, we're a couple days out from fight night. Like, what's the mentality like for me? Because I guess every fight basically like the championship for you? Because there's that's kind of the main thing. So, what is like going into a fight? What's your thoughts like? What's your feelings like?
You know, it's this something I learned early in my career. Like when I first turned pro, I used to have like a civilian mindset going into fights, and believe it or not, that made the fights a lot harder. But like as going through different things in life and just having more experience, you kind of gotta flip a switch and basically turn into like a beast, like have like a barbarian mindset into a fight, like going into a fight. You can't think like a regular civilian. So a couple of days leading up to a fight, yes, you're relaxed, but at the same time you in kill mode. It's like you in a cage. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. You got a job to do. So like I'm in my hotel room, relaxed, watching shows, but like super locked in and
I
just
love that. Yeah, I could see like I mean because they say kind of like football. It's like if you don't go out there trying to knock some heads, somebody gonna knock your head off. So I can see
Mhm.
that you need to almost be in beast mode at all times. So
Yeah.
you ended up now you're ranked number 10 in the middleweight in the world
hmm
by the WBA. How did you find out when you were ranked number 10? What did that feel like? I mean, because that's no small
You want
feat.
to know what's so crazy? Like I was like on YouTube and I was like listening to a podcast, right? So I wrote a comment in the comment section like through YouTube, and like I don't have subscribers, nothing, but it just says my full name, Ian Green. And someone, it was a live video, and then someone wrote me like they mentioned me like, "Hey, Ian Green, I see you ranked number 10 in the WBA." So I'm like, "Oh, they ranked me?" So I went to go check, and that's how I found out. I wasn't prepared or nothing. Nobody ain't tell me. I just found out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so yeah, I found out just being on YouTube, like I'm watching a live boxing podcast, and then someone told me on the comments.
And that's crazier too because your story is kind of crazy. You had basically took a 3-year layoff and you came back in 2020,
hmm
and then now fast forward, you're number 10 in the world in WBA. So what was that 3-year layoff about? Like how did you stay motivated throughout that?
So it was a roller coaster. I went through a lot throughout them 3 years. Where can I start? Well, in boxing, it's a funny game. Like if you like lose a fight, they'll throw you in the back of the line. Like they'll throw you to the wolves basically, and they'll try to make it to where it's like super hard for you to make it. So
Yeah.
after I suffered a loss back in 2017, I wasn't being treated fairly, and I could have gave in and just did whatever they told me to do. But I feel like if I would have did that, I wouldn't be here right now. So I kind of held my ground, but while holding my ground, I wasn't getting fights. Like I wasn't getting opportunities. But I understand it was bigger than that. So I had to get hand surgery back in 2018. So that was like sort of a setback. And I suffered a couple of losses outside of the ring. Like I lost my mom, and like that was devastating. And right before that, I had lost my dad also. So those things happening back to back, like it it was hard for me to even focus on boxing. But one thing I did notice throughout all of those like trials and tribulations, the only thing that was common was I was always still in the gym. Even if I wasn't feeling good, I was always in the gym. So, at one point I got depressed. Like I was about probably like 230 pounds. I was depressed. I didn't want to, like, I didn't even want to be here anymore because I was like, that's my first love. That's my best friend. So after experiencing that, I didn't want to do it, but I always heard her voice in the back of my head telling me, and like you'll never lose a fight again. Like she told me that after I lost in 2017, and then also like I hear my dad voice. Like he told me, like, son, I see you where Mayweather. Like where Mayweather is, I see you there. Like them voices stayed in the back of my mind, and I always was still in the gym. So um, just one day, I just decided, like, you know what, I'm not giving up. I'm not gonna let like those like trials and tribulations define me. I'm gonna turn like trials into triumph. Like I'm gonna make something out of this, And the week after I learned my mom passed, like that week is no worse feeling than that. Like I never knew the importance of mental health. Like I didn't. I used to see it a lot. I used to hear about it a lot. Excuse me. Mm. I got to weigh in tomorrow, so I'm a little mouth a little dry. But I used to hear about it a lot. I used to see it a lot, and I never knew how serious it was. I used to like kind of just brush it off. I never really looked into it, but after I went through that experience, I swear I've been through a lot of physical pain, and there's no physical pain in this world. It has nothing on mental pain. It's like you can't run away from it. Like it's like it's like you burning alive, and there's nothing you can do about it. Seriously. So
Wow.
after going through that, and I was able to make it through. I knew like I know it's someone that's going through that every day. Like I believe it. It's someone that's going through that every day. I got a call from a detective about my mom passing, and like someone's getting that call, whether it's a mother, a brother, a son. Somebody's getting that call, and somebody's having the same feelings I had, if not even worse, even more. And it don't even have to be a death. It could just be anything. Someone could just not be happy about their life. Someone's just people go through things. So if I could make it out of that, and then become like a world champion, and become a somebody, and that person could see my story, then that'll help them get out the bed, because I didn't want to get out the bed for like 2 weeks. That'll help them take that first step into being mentally stable. So like it's not even about me no more. Like I feel like I got a job to help people that's really going through things. So like I feel like I have a calling. So after that 3 year layoff, after going through all of that, and after realizing what I'm here to do, I put my shoes on, and I've been going, and I ain't been looking back.
Wow, that is, I mean, that's beautiful to get through it. We hear it about a lot with athletes now. Mental health is at the forefront. It's something that when I was playing, if people talked about mental health, they would almost look at it as like, oh, you're not mentally tough. But that's all gone now. Now everybody knows that there's a whole thing about being mental health and how it is a real thing. You have rest in peace mom on your trunks.
Yeah.
What, like, the black and gold? Talk about just creating the trunks and how that's going to just be a part of you out there.
And I have rest in peace dad on the back also, but
Wow.
um, it's just a like a reminder, like I'm a fighter, like I'm fighting for them. And anytime I'm getting tired or anything like that, I look down and I see like, nah, I have something to accomplish. And let me just say this, like I really plan on becoming the world champion, but like win, lose or draw, I feel like I won already. Like if people would have saw where I was and how I felt, and like I even had pictures of me when I was like 60 pounds heavier than I am now. If people would have saw me, like I already won. This is just the icing on the cake, you know. But me having that there is just shows that, like, I'm not only a fighter inside the ring, but I'm a fighter outside the ring.
You're fighting Alexander Castro, who's 11-0,
Hmm.
but we know that don't mean much to you because you've beaten a 13-0 fighter, a 15-0 fighter, and a 19-0 fighter before. So how do you see this fight playing out?
Um, I, I think it's gonna be a good fight. This kid is hungry. He's from like a third world country, so he has a big opportunity to come here and change his life. I'm not sleeping on this kid. I'm not overlooking him. Like he's in my way. I think it's gonna be a good fight, but I also believe I'm gonna be victorious. But I know he's gonna bring it. And like what's so crazy? I could have had an easy fight this fight. They offered me someone that had like 6, 7 losses, but I chose this kid. Um Like it was him or a guy with 6 losses. But like I tell myself, if I can't beat this kid, then I'm not gonna be able to beat the world champion. So why would I even go backwards and fight somebody with a bunch of losses where I gain the experience with a tougher guy. So when I really get to the tougher fights, I'm ready. So I think it's gonna be a good fight, but I don't think he's on my level, and I feel like I fought a lot of better opposition than he has, and I feel like I'm gonna win.
That's what's up. Okay, so I'm curious though. You got the nickname Young General. How did that happen?
My dad name was General, like yeah, his name was General, so I just call myself Young General.
Oh, did you name yourself? You gave yourself your nickname?
Yeah, because my father name was General, and then after he passed, me and my trainer decided to call myself the Young General, and also in the ring, you gotta have generalship. Generalship in the ring is you controlling the ring whenever you feel like it. Like whenever you want to fight, that's when. Whenever I want to fight, that's when we fight. Whenever I want to box, that's when I box. Whenever I want to stick and move and just have fun, I control the ring. I'm the general of the ring, so it kind of goes hand in hand.
I love that. And so you talk about your dad and your mom a lot. You have two kids. So how do you balance boxing? You have a job, a clothing brand, two children. Like, what's that like?
Um, I mean, I don't know. You wanna know what's so crazy? Cause one day, right, I was in this. I had a tough workout, so I'm in the gym. So sometimes you just sit down and sweat just dripping down on you, and
In there. In there.
just see like a literally a puddle forming in between your feet. So I got my head down, but so this guy came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, can I talk to you?" So I'm like, "What's up?" He like, "Yo, this was like a fight, like 2 fights ago, a couple fights." But he was like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, I'm alright, man. I feel like I could be a lot better, but I'm alright." He was like, "Yo, don't be down on yourself. Can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He was like, "Yo, are you are you I do you have a full-time job?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay." He was like, "Are you a father?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, all right." He was like, you got a clothing company?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right." He was like, "You're a professional boxer?" So I'm like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Are you grieving the loss of your dad?" So I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you grieving the loss of your mom?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You fighting on ESPN next week?" I'm like, "Yeah." So then he said, "Yo, I don't know how you feel on the inside, but from the outside looking in, bro, like yo, you're a superhero. Like that's not easy
Wow.
to." And he said this to me. He said it's not easy to juggle all of that. To be a dad, to be a professional fighter, to own a business, to have a full-time job, to like to deal with mental issues. Like yo, I'm so proud of you, man. I don't even know you, but you inspired me, and like you're like a superhero. So just keep doing what you're doing, and don't be so hard on yourself. And I guess him seeing me, like kind of with my head down, just thinking about the big fight. This was when I was about to fight the 19-0 kid. He kind of just like I guess he wanted to talk to me, and to answer your question, like I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it, and I feel like it's my calling. I feel like I am a superhero to certain people. So that's how I'm getting through. I feel like I get the energy from God and my parents.
I love that. Like, wow. I mean, I agree with him though. When you say it all like that, I mean, a full time job, you're boxing professionally on national television. You ain't just like boxing in the back corners. You boxing on national television, and you're also signed to Don King's production promotion, which is legendary. So, what was that like? How did that become a thing?
So all right. So I had got an opportunity to fight this guy. This was Don King fighter. I don't know what happened to him now, but they had called me to fight him to come in as like an opponent or whatever. So I said, yeah, I'll fight him. Like this after the ESPN fight. So my name was buzzing. So I'm like, yeah, I'll fight him. Couldn't find out the guy didn't want to fight. So Don King said, all right, if you don't want to fight, then this is for the WBA belt that I won. He said, if you don't want to fight, then I'm gonna take you off, and then I'm gonna have him fight for your belt. And like So you got to fight this kid. I guess they had the issues or whatever, but he didn't want to fight, and he opted not to fight. So me and Don had a conversation. And he was interested in signing me, and he was just letting me know like, yo, I could get you ranked, and I could get you to a world title. Like, just believe in me. And the it's so crazy how the world worked because the person that connected us, his name is Henry. He met my mom in a supermarket like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Um, my mom was my biggest fan, so she saw some gloves on his chest, like he was wearing like a Golden Glove necklace, and then she approached him. She said, "You know, my son is a Golden Glove champion. Yeah, his name is Ian Green. This, that, and the third." She does this to everybody. And long story short, he saved her number and saved my number. And him and Don King are friends. So when they were looking for a middleweight to fight this guy, he thought of me, and he from me and my mom. But mind you, I never really had a conversation with him. He spoke to my mom when he spoke to me. So then he called me to see if I wanted to fight. And long story short, one thing led to another. And just me thinking about that situation, I felt like everything was kind of meant to be. And like I said, you know what, I'm gonna give Don King a shot. And so far, it's been good. So that's how that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Your life is like some stuff off of the movies. Real talk. Like I
I
know, like
swear. Michael B. Jordan, they need to pick this story up. I really believe like I could write a movie, but I gotta become world champion. That's gonna be the icing on the cake. But I gotta become I gotta write a movie about my life, and then at the end, at the end of documentaries, you see like the real pictures, and they show the real pictures of just like my life and my family and me and my parents. But yeah, that's something.
I think so. If okay, if you did get your movie picked up, who you want playing you?
Michael B. Michael B.
Oh, so you? I mean, he already doing Creed. What you? What you
um,
mean?
I'm trying to think of another young. Maybe the guy that it's Creed 3 that's out right now. Maybe the guy that
Yeah.
that went against him. I didn't see the movie yet, but
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
that guy.
he's the guy from Lovecraft Country as well. I don't know his that exact name. But okay, so here's the thing. Now I've seen plenty of basketball movies, right? Like a lot of them, some are closer to real basketball, some aren't. What do you think about Creed? Like, is that like real life, like boxing? What you thinking? Like, what you thinking on Creed?
You want to know not something? So it's it's like 50-50. Like Rocky, I don't look at that as real boxing because the way they fight, we don't fight like that. But Creed, they're doing a lot better. It's a lot harder than it looks on Creed though. Like it's like the boxing game it's a lot harder to make it on top. But I think they're doing a good job. They doing a good job. But I feel like Creed is somewhat of a it's kind of just of a written story. It's not like real. I feel like my story. If they write my story and make a movie about
Uh-huh.
me, they will it will connect to fighters more and the fans more because this is not someone like just wrote this in their mind. This is something that's real. Like this is someone real life experiences. Like So,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
No,
there's gonna
I
be a
love
movie.
that.
There's gonna be a movie about me soon. I
I
gotta
believe
get on the
it.
platform. That's all.
I believe it. So when your movie gets made, tell us what the story like. What will be what we take away from that movie?
All right. First the movie's gonna be called General. That's what's called General.
You already know the name.
Yeah, I mean, you have like certain situations in life. It forces you to step back and just get to know yourself. So like
Of
you got a lot of time to think. But anyway, it'd be called General, and like I feel like the whole thesis of the movie will just to be like, don't give up. Like, don't give up. You still have some fight in you. it's a lot out here. It's a lot of things you still have to do in life. Like, don't give up. No matter how foggy, no matter how bad it's looking, no matter how bad it may seem, never give up. You know, the sky's the limit, and like God won't put you through anything that you can't handle. And like I really believe that because at one point I thought it was over, but like if you was to tell me if after I hung up with that detective, if I would have got another call and said, "Hey, by the way," and just in like maybe in like 2.5 years, you'll be the number 10 best middleweight in the world, signed to Don King, taking care of your family and doing big things. Just wanted to let you know that. And hung up. If somebody would have told me that right after I got the call about my mom, I'd have been like, "What? Like, get out of here, whatever." I would never believed it because you know. But just like I said, I just believe that like it just teach people just not to give up and you know, stay strong.
Man, I love that. Listen, I believe I'm gonna be tapped in on the 21st.
Mm.
We're behind you all the way, but you gotta finish the story. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
I know.
You gotta finish the
I have
story.
to, and it's gonna be tough. Like these guys got their stories too. They trying to, it's gonna be tough, but I got you. Don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
All love then. Good luck. We'll be tapped in. Appreciate you rocking Think Tank on your trunks. The black and gold looks clean. We all the way behind you, man. Finish the
I
story, Ian.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.